Hey guys, welcome back. So, are we all natural healers? Am I a natural healer? So, I was thinking about doing a video about this, so I thought I would, hence why I've began it. Oh dear me. Right, where do we begin with this? It's quite a big subject, but yeah, so are we all natural healers? Am I a natural healer? Are you a natural healer? We're all natural healers. We all have the ability to heal. There is an element within all of us that we call our intuition, or we call our inner knowing, our wisdom, our inner knowledge. And this knowledge and this wisdom has been with us throughout many lifetimes, through all our lifetimes, and every now and again we can tap into it, and we can sorry, I was just checking to see if the door was open. It is, just in case a dog comes in. So we can tap into this every now and again, and when we start delving down a path of discovery, of healing ourselves, of healing friends, family, loved ones, clients, whoever may come to us as a professional, then we kind of enhance that. We develop it further, it becomes stronger. It's a bit like muscle memory. You either use it or you lose it. And that's very much the same with regards to our own innate ability to heal ourselves, to heal others, and to be able to connect to this inner voice, this almost inner psychic connection that we have to ourselves, because we're all psychic at the end of the day. We all have a psychic ability, and it's usually a case of some people have just like, it's just there, and then a lot of people have been so deprogrammed from their natural state that it takes a while to get back into that flow. So let's just go a little bit further with this. So are we all natural healers? So yes, we are all natural healers. And you probably think, well, how are we all natural healers? Surely we need to do a course, or surely we need to be trained in this, or we need to do that. Well, yeah, that you can do courses which will direct you into a specific vein of healing. However, when we look at when a child is ill or a child is sick, or if we feel ill or we feel sick, or we feel stressed out, or we feel as though something's just not right within our body, then we intuitively know the things that we need to do to heal ourselves at that time, because our body is speaking to us, our body is telling us what is needed. And it's very much overlooked, a lot of these actions, a lot of these things that we do. But usually if people are stressed out, they'll do something like this, and they'll brush the top of the head, or they will go like this, and they'll just rub their eyes, or place their hands over their eyes, or rub the temples, or rub the back of the head, or rub the hands over the back of the neck, or ease the back of the neck. And it's that connection with the hands straight away. So you have that ability already within your hands to give you healing and give yourself healing. And it's the same if somebody else is feeling poorly, if they're feeling sick, if they maybe have a chest infection or a cold or a headache. We put our hands to that area where there may be pain or discomfort. So we all have this innate natural ability to be able to give ourselves healing. And it's not about giving, it's not about curing, it's not the cure, it is about healing. And the healing is much more powerful, because there is a deep inner journey within that healing and within that process. And the more that we go deep within ourselves, within that healing journey, the more we discover about ourselves and about the various ways that we interact and react with those and the world around us. And it teaches us many, many lessons. So today I went into town. I'm gonna weave in and out various subjects here, and I was gonna do these subjects into other videos, but I think it would be a great way to incorporate some of these elements within this video. So I was in town today, and I decided that I did a couple of client sessions this morning, and I felt so tired after them, really drained, really tired, and I just thought, wow, I need to get rid of this. And normally sessions don't make me feel like that. Normally I feel empowered, normally I feel lighter, because usually you receive a little bit of healing as well. But I always say that I don't give clients sessions if I'm feeling out of sorts, if I'm feeling under the weather. But I was feeling fine. But after the 2 sessions I did this morning, I was feeling a little bit drained, I was feeling a little bit tired, and a little bit out of it. So I thought, well, this is strange. So I did some cleansing work around myself, used my sprays, used some Palo Santo, which I normally do anyway. That's just like instinct, it's what I do. And I still felt a little bit tired. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get myself out. It was a lovely sunny day. And I did a short actually, and showed the lake, the pond in the park, where the birds were. And so my intuition, my inner voice was telling me, get outside, go into nature. Nature is an amazing healer to remove negative energy, negativity, to remove that feeling of lethargic energy, that tiredness, that heaviness. Getting outdoors, fresh air, getting into nature. And I was walking through, I like to walk near trees, because trees have an amazing, powerful balancing energy to us, not only to the planet, to Mother Earth, but also to us, to our energy. Trees give off a vibration. Trees have a magnificent aura when you look at them, and the energy around them is beautiful. It really is. And they are very they're just so still, they're just so present, so grounded and so in the moment. And so I was walking through this bit which was quite wooded in the park, and there was a lot of trees, and the canopy of the trees was going over me, and I walked really, really slowly through the trees, because I felt that's what I needed to do. The healer within me was telling me, just walk slow through the trees, and be present of the trees, listen to the trees, feel the trees around you. And so I did. That's what I was doing. And as I moved through the trees, and they weren't touching me, they were just around me, the branches, the foliage, there wasn't a lot of foliage, but the evergreens and what have you that were around me. So I was just moving through them slowly, and I could feel the healing vibration of the trees all around me, and I could feel this almost like tingly, there was no spider webs, there was no cobwebs, but like a tingly, cobwebby feeling all around me, all around my aura, all around my energy, not over my face, just around my head. And that's where I was feeling this fatigue, this tiredness was around my head. So the trees were giving me healing, and that was my innate intuitive ability that was telling me, you may want to call it psychic or whatever, but I don't like using them words, because we're all psychic. There's a dog coming in now. We're all psychic, and we all have this ability and a way of connecting to ourselves from within, which gives us these inner messages. And that's one of the messages that was given to me. So walk through the trees. So I walked through the trees. I then went near the pond that I did the video for, the short, and the sound of the birds and of the water and the flow of the water, plus there was a little bit of wind around me, so and I just felt the need to just stand still and feel the wind blowing around me. And I was also made aware to just feel my connection of my feet to the earth, so bringing my full awareness, my mindfulness, my awareness, my presence, whatever you want to call it, to the soles of my feet, of the earth, but also being aware of the sounds of everything that was around me, being present, very much like a tree, just being like a tree, being present. And I'm going to do a meditation based around this in the near future, and using this healing effect of how we can connect to our feet and the earth, and this grounding effect that we can heal ourselves with. So I was just still, and I just listened to the sound of the wildlife. I felt the rays of the sun shining upon me, the wind blowing around me, the sound of the water flowing in the fountain in the pond, and every aspect of it had this vibration that resonated with me and was making me feel lighter and better. So I'd had the healing from the trees, I'd had the healing from the sounds of what was going on in the park around me, the nature, the wind, the elements, this elemental healing that was going on around me. And again, these were all things that I was feeling within me that I needed to do to alleviate this heavy energy. And then I just, right, that's it, I'll carry on walking now. So what I felt needed to be done was done. So I kept walking, and I was feeling much lighter, I was feeling alive. I was taking deep breaths of fresh air in and breathing it out, and feeling as though whatever was making me feel heavy was leaving on the out breath. So this visualization, this technique that we can all use whenever we feel the need to, it was all leaving us. And I was visualizing anything that was making me feel heavy and lethargic and just that outer source, again, had left with the trees, it had left with the sounds, and it had left with the breath. And then I started walking, doing mindful walking. And if you're not aware of what mindful walking is, it's just basically it's being aware of where you're walking and the contact of your feet with the earth, the connection of your breath, and doing the two in unison together, and again bringing full connection to you, to your mind, body, your essence, and using your awareness ability. So I started focusing on that and tuning into that. So I was following my breath, and I was feeling the connection of my feet with the earth, and it was really, really wonderful. And I often do that. It was just not consciously. It's just something that I'm usually aware of when I am walking. It just becomes kind of, I suppose, a habitual thing to do because I know how powerful it is. And that's how the morning went for me. And then after about an hour, I decided, right, I've had enough now. It's time to head back home. So I started heading back home, went to town, and decided to go in my local crystal shop, and thought, I need to get some sage, I need to get some bits and bobs. And anyway, I've stood at the counter and I paid for my sage, and they have like little pots of bracelets on the front, sort of like little just quick pickups and buys and what have you. And I looked down, and straight away my eye just saw this bracelet. So I bought it today. So it's a white howlite with clear quartz. There's a lapis, probably a venturine. That one I'm not sure what that one is, but that's a carnelian, and that's a hematite. Anyway, it's a chakra bracelet. But I was just drawn to just look down, and there it was in the pot. So I thought, oh, I feel called to that. I'll buy it. I'll get it. And came home and put it on my right wrist. So the other element that I want to talk about, that I was going to do in a separate video, was about which wrist should you wear a crystal bracelet on, like this, a healing bracelet, a chakra bracelet. So there's a lot of people that say, well, you should always wear it on your left wrist, or you should always wear it on your right wrist. And there's no definitive answer really with a lot of them. A lot of them conflict each other. So I just wanted to say about this intuitive innate ability that we all have. Whichever wrist you feel you need to put the bracelet on, whatever feels right to you is the wrist it needs to go on. So you don't need to listen to what other people are saying. You can if you want, but what do you feel? what do you feel is the right wrist that you need to put it on? So you might want to put it on your right wrist, and people will say, oh, you shouldn't put it on that wrist because that's about that's about giving out energy or the receiving energy. Or maybe you should put it on your left wrist because that's about receiving. So there's a lot of they talk about your right side being masculine, so it's about the giving. So you could talk about the giving. So this could be giving to you, or it could be giving out. So there's various ways people look at it and explain it. But the way I look at it is what feels right for you, because at the end of the day, whichever side you put that bracelet on, it may mean that there is an element within that side of the body that requires some healing. Maybe there's something out of balance, out of alignment within your energy. So if you put it on your left wrist, it would pull that energy further over to that side. But your intuition, your innate healing ability has said, no, put it on your right wrist. That's where it feels more comfortable. That's where I feel I need it to bring something back into alignment on that side of your body. So again, it's tuning in to this innate healing ability that we all have within us. And you're probably wondering, well, okay, we've talked about that, but how do you do that? How do you tune in to that healing innate ability within us? And I would say tune in more into your awareness. The more you tune into your awareness, the more you go into meditation and focus on your awareness and your mindfulness, you will automatically start to build a practice of becoming more aware of things that you need, things that you're feeling that are going on and around your body, things that are going on within your body. The more you become aware, you can start speaking to your body and asking your body what it needs. So why am I feeling this? Why is this creating this issue? Why is that issue bothering me in that part of the body? Why have I got this, whatever it may be, going on? Speak to your body, and the deeper you go with your awareness work, the deeper you go with your meditation and listen to your subconscious, your higher self, listen to the messages that are coming from within that are giving you a message. There is something within that you need to be aware of. And that is how you can tune in further to your intuitive, innate healing abilities. And then, of course, there are other things you can do by going on various courses, such as learning Reiki and learning other healing practices and healing arts, which will enhance that and develop it, because you then start going, once you start tuning into your awareness, you may be building a meditation practice like what I did. Things might start pinging off, or you may become aware of things that you need to change within your life that will make you feel better, that your awareness that you're building is making you realize that something needs to change, something needs to shift. And it's only you at the end of the day that can do that, that can make that shift, that can make that break. So like with me, like what I talk about, when I started using meditation, it made me realize that the environment that I was working in was extremely negative, and it was damaging to me, to my mental health and my vibration. So that mindfulness technique, that meditation, that awareness that I brought within my life made me aware that I need to change that location and go somewhere else. So that healing ability that I wasn't even aware of back then was already working in my favor and telling me, you need to get out of here because it's going to have a detrimental effect on your health in the long run. So it's all these little messages that a lot of people will just kind of not even think about it, or not even bat an eyelid. They won't even be bothered about it, because they just believe that where they are, what they're doing, and the day-to-day running of the mill that they do, the 9 to 5, the eat, sleep, repeat, is the way that they need to live their life, and just continue doing that and being on that rat race. But there are many of us now, especially more so than ever, that are becoming a lot more in tune with themselves, with how to bring peace to themselves, how to just break away from that mainstream way of thinking to be able to help themselves a little bit further. And is that innate healing ability, that psychic innate healing ability, that is starting to cry out with a lot of people, because they're aware that things aren't right. And there is a lot of healing that needs to take place within humanity, within the collective, and around the planet. Sorry about the dog shaking his coat. Hello. So you are already a natural healer. You are already on a path of healing, because that is what we are. We are constantly healing, and your body is always telling you that you are healing. When you get a cold and when you get a flu, your body is shedding toxins. It's shedding things that you need to get rid of. The programming that we receive within this life tells us you've got a cold, so you have to take this. You've got a flu, so you have to have that. Well, no, that's not what it is. What is happening is your body is shedding. It is removing toxins that your body needs to get rid of. That is what shows up in these cold and flu symptoms. So when you have other issues around the body, if you get something like, I don't know, a headache, even if you get a migraine, there's something within that is telling you, that is giving a message that there is something within your life that needs to change to reduce this pressure that is going on within your mind, that is going on within your brain. So it could be the stress, it could be anxiety, it could be emotion, it could be trauma, it could be past life trauma, it could be past life emotions. There are so many elements within the healing world that can come into the now, that when we do go onto a path of healing and deeper understanding, that we learn that actually not everything is from now, is from this life. There is so much more that goes on behind the scenes, subconsciously, collectively, and also across the many timelines that we exist on, from past lives, future lives, the various parallels and dimensions that we live on within the present life as well, because we're across various dimensions. There was someone of me in a different dimension doing an aspect of healing the work that needs to take place within a fragmentation of my soul somewhere. There is something going on there as well. So there is many different levels. Usually when you start talking about that, though, you lose people. The people just lose interest. They think, oh God, here we go. It's all this, whoop-de-hoop-de-doopy, like crazy stuff that people talk about, because there is so much programming and so much control that has taken over from people's awareness, and so it's bringing everything back to awareness, back to your healing, back to your innate intuitive messages from within that will give you clear indications of what you need to do, what you need to change, how you can heal. And sometimes even just placing your hand on an area of your body that is in pain, that is aching. Look at when a child trips over. If a child falls over and scuffs the knee, the first thing you do is you kiss the knee, or you put your hand on the knee and you rub it, make it feel better, and use supportive words to make them feel nicer. And all that is an energy. That supportive, loving touch is an energy which is assisting with the healing of that child. So that traumatic event that can be traumatic to a young child isn't as heavy, isn't as emotional, isn't as traumatic, and that process is starting to alleviate and heal that. So are you a natural healer? Yes, you are. Every fibre of your being is a natural healer. It just depends if you want to go deeper with that practice and really funnel your knowledge and tune into things a little bit deeper on that aspect within your awareness, within your journey, to bring that knowledge, download that knowledge a little bit more, to bring that information in, because we have so much knowledge within us, individually and collectively, that we can tap into, that is part of our being. It's the fibre of our DNA that we are all healers. So there we go. That's a few words for today, a few messages, and just something I wanted to put out there for today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a bing if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more intuitive healing information, meditations, healing sessions, little bits of development. You know, there's a whole host of videos on this channel. So if you're new to the channel, go and have a look at all that and see what's on there, see what you feel drawn to, and I'll see you in the next video. So until then, much love, take care of yourselves, bye for now.